And the Danimal strikes again. So I'm going to go in order. So at first, Danielle Collins, Iga, she does this a lot. And people online are saying she's learning from Nadal really well. So every time something gets in her line of sight, she always raises her racket. And she's been accused by fans that she's trying to slow the server down and get momentum. Danielle Collins yelled to her because she kept doing it constantly. And then she said, "You play at the pace of the server." So that was strike one right there. Then I believe it was at the end of the first set. Second set. She took a long bathroom break. And again, people online were saying maybe if she would have won that set, she wouldn't have taken that break. But now she decided to take it to slow down momentum. Then in the beginning of the third set, Collins nailed Iga right in the chest. Boom. Backhand. It was around the stomach area. Knocked her down. Wind out. And Collins did a casual, "Are you okay?" type thing. And then at 4-1, she retired from the match, Danielle Collins. Again, she's getting a lot of flack for that because she immediately played doubles a couple hours later. But here's where the drama comes in, if that wasn't enough drama. Iga came up to her and said, "Apologies, I hope I don't know if I'm going to be able to play with you again. This is the end of your career, you know." She said, "I don't like fakeness. Don't be insincere about it." And then in a press conference, she said, "People come out sincere on camera, but behind closed doors, they're not." So that was Danielle Collins on Iga.
I like Danielle Collins. I like her. I like her a lot.
Do you want to go step by step, or do you just want to answer everything in general?
I don't know. Tell me what to say. What am I responding to?
All right. First off, do you agree with Danielle Collins saying you need to go the pace of the server?
1,000% yes. I 100% agree that it is your job to follow the pace of the server. You are taking control of momentum if you don't. And I also think that if you have an issue with the crowd, you're supposed to use your umpire. It's not supposed to be player-to-crowd interaction ever. So once again, if there really is an issue, if there is, reach to your umpire, explain to them what's going on in the crowd, let the umpire address the crowd. If you're not doing that, to me, a professional tennis player knows to do that, and so they are purposely not doing it. So I agree with Danielle Collins there.
She did that against Osaka at the French Open, and that's where she got teary-eyed when she said, "We're playing for a ton of money. It comes down to a couple of points." So she does that a lot.
Yeah.
And she tries to go at her own pace. So I will say that. And now the legendary taking long in the bathroom. What are your thoughts on that?
This is an ongoing drama that it seems like this story never ends with pro tennis. The Azarenkas, the Tsitsipas, how many times has this happened with these bathroom breaks that only seem to happen like this in very pivotal moments of a tennis match when there's a lot at stake. And I don't get how it can continue to be okay. But, at the end of the day, once again, maybe we need some umpire reform. Maybe they need to be reprimanded or penalized. Hey, you took longer than you were supposed to for your bathroom break. You're now down love 30 in this game.
Yeah.
I bet you it won't happen again. I bet it won't, This problem would disappear in a heartbeat. So, I don't know. I think that, once again, they're playing for big money. They're playing for high pressure. Iga's right about that. And Iga's going, this is harmless. There's no consequence if I do this. Why would I not do it? I'm here to win. I don't care about Danielle Collins' emotions. I'm here to beat her. Iga's not wrong there. It's the umpire's job to make sure Iga doesn't think there's no consequences. And it's not Danielle's job to apply them. You know, this is an umpire issue. So to me, Danielle Collins is right here, and Iga's right here. Iga's doing what's within her boundaries without consequence. And every athlete is a private contractor here for themselves that will do whatever it takes to win. None of them got to where they are without standing up for themselves and doing everything it takes to win. Especially those two. Danielle Collins and Iga specifically are great at it. Both of them. So, yeah, I think that this one is a little more gray area.
Okay. Iga should fear Danielle Collins hitting her with a backhand and maybe meeting her in the back of the parking lot. Mm-hmm. But let's talk about that. Right at her, air out. Mm-hmm. Do you think that was fair?
Of course I think that's fair. You know who I am. You know what I've done on a tennis court. I won't bring up my own personal stories on a podcast about pro tennis players, but look, all's fair in this game. If that ball was going to land in and you happen to be between that ball and the ground, not my problem. Obviously, this is a gentlewoman's sport, but all's fair in love and war. If you want my personal opinion on it, have your hands ready.
Yeah, I think that a lot of the times the pros try to be generous and try to go around them, and then they ended up missing.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time, just going straight down the middle is the easier shot to go.
Yeah.
So it does make sense why she did that.
Yeah.
And now lastly, what do you think? Do you think that Collins is right and that Iga is two-faced?
That I have no idea. But I don't see what benefit Collins would have in lying about that. So I find it interesting that she's saying, look, she's this media-friendly, gentle woman in front of the cameras, and she's not that off camera. That might be true. We don't know Iga to be the beloved locker room friend of all the players on the tour. She does not have that reputation. Sabalenka actually does.
Right.
So we do know that to be a fact, but we don't really know much more than that. So I will write this down in my little handy-dandy notebook, remember it, and see if there's a pattern down the road with Iga and her dynamic with other players. But as of right now, I'm not going to take it too seriously. I think Danielle Collins was upset at the situation and scenario, and she lashed out a little bit, you know. And if she was in a good mood, or if she won, she probably wouldn't have said anything like that, you know. She would have been in a better mood, probably shook her hand and said, thank you, this might be our last match, you're right, and moved on. But instead, she's like, screw you, I lost, you know, and she's upset about it. So, whatever. This is a Collins fan and a Swiatek fan you're listening to. Thank you.
and just